Coming back from the break, it's called the Business to Business Network Show. My name is Rex Perry. I'm the host and creator of the show back in 1999, prior to the internet, really. We started this show, and we talk business, politics, economics for an hour. We have different guests, different ideas, giving everybody that is out there hearing this options for the future. And we got Shawn, give us your last name. Introduce yourself, please.
Shawn Hutchinson, the director for the Phoenix Electrical JATC Apprenticeship Program. We are a 4-year college-accredited education program.
So you get a degree?
You have
certificate.
You get a certificate from the state. That's your main credential that you're earning by going through the program. But because it's because there's college classes that go along with this, we actually accredited 40 credits of college credit where they could go and take 12 credits of general education classes and receive an associate's degree in construction science. So,
fantastic. And again, this is for young men, young women.
Oh, absolutely. We're for all of the building trades, the electrical trade in particular, seems to be the pathway for it's a non-traditional pathway, obviously, for females to take. We've been encouraging them to participate. We do a lot of outreach into the high schools, and we bring some of our female staff members that have been through the program just to make sure that the female students in high school understand this is a career path. Mm-hmm. It's a real viable path forward for them.
How about age? There's somebody that out there graduated with a degree in French poetry. Right.
Yeah, we do get a lot of those alternative degrees. It didn't quite pan out for them, so to speak. So, no, there is the ages of our applicants vary anywhere from right out of high school. The sweet spot seems to be around 24, 25 when they figure out this is what I want to do. But we also have we had just a 57-year-old start the program. So.
Yes,
it is construction. It's construction related.
You got to be moving them around, but it's a lot of technical stuff that you can apply and inspect later. I mean, think about it. The inspectors, I've had a lot of them. By the way, I'm a general contractor, and they come through and pick me to pieces all the time. Now, this is very interesting. So there's really no age limit. If there's somebody out there, you've got a niece, nephew, if you got a husband, if you got a spouse, if you're wondering what you can do. By the way, I have to mention this. I listened to a very interesting podcast about AI. And if you're an attorney, you need to think twice about that one. They're coming for you. And then if you are also some sort of these computer programs, the software engineers, I mean, they have the AI is writing all the program apps, websites, whatever you're doing. These are people that need a trade, and you're offering this. You have to pay, but you earn as you go.
Right, and there are those this is one of the if you will, one of the AI-proof career paths.
You have to have hands to do this.
And ironically enough, this is also a pathway that's being driven by AI with all the data centers that are coming to the valley and the area here. So it's driving a lot of demand. So ironic enough that the programmers would make their way into the program, the apprenticeship program. But yeah,
I'd like to cross network you. It just came to me. I've done multiple interviews, obviously, for a long time. And one of the fascinating interviews we did quite a few years ago, and we're still in contact with them, Capstone microturbine generators. We did an interview with them many years ago. What they are is a micro generator that runs off of natural gas. Could be liquid natural gas or gas through a pipe, but they are highly efficient. They have a megawatt of electricity. And you'll appreciate this, an electrician that is in a box. Basically, it's a box, and it's 30 feet long, 13 feet tall, 10 feet wide. And you can have a megawatt of electricity on the back of a pickup, a semi, on the back of a semi. And then the new technology is a heat source energy that captures the exhaust from those turbines and uses it to generate an additional 10 to 15% of electricity with no fuel. And you'll appreciate this, an electrician, because let's educate the audience. When you have a generator, you have a positive, negative wires rubbing against you. That's the best way I can describe it. And you're scraping. You have a proton, neutron, electron, and you're scraping the electron. Am I close?
You're nailing it.
Okay,
We
so
could
that's how we.
position that
That's
down in
a,
school for you.
That's how we create electricity. People don't understand. It's the molecules with the electron that we're separating to generate, and you need that positive and negative magnets, basically wires, rubbing against each other to create that electricity. And here's what they did: instead of using a water-based steam engine, because you have to heat water to 220 Fahrenheit plus to create steam, they use a refrigerant that boils at minus 7 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a very low boiling point. So a little bit of heat from the exhaust creates the steam pressure, turns the generator, and then they condense that gas back to the liquid by having a cold side. It's a refrigerant. And they go liquid to gas, liquid to gas. So unlimited energy with no fuel but the waste heat.
That's absolutely right. And the technology has come into market for all sources of power right now. Obviously, all hands on deck for all sources of power right now. That
Solar,
we need. Solar,
wind,
nuclear,
small
modular nuclear.
small, yes.
That is the
new
that's
stuff.
what we're preparing.
There's some
for.
sort of salt. I got to do we did a brine salt interview many years ago where they were able to use a nuclear on a micro level. It was amazing. So this is your field,
This is our field.
and this is where people are needed.
As we're continuing to see the construction demand rise for the next 10 years in the Phoenix metro area, as the demand on the power grid comes to fruition, we're going to need more and more electricians, not just on the demand side for construction, but the demand side on supply.
Yeah.
So this trade is really going to. This is why this is one of the growth areas for this. Of all the construction trades you're looking at, electricians are going to be the most in demand.
Yeah.
And we're talking 10, 20 years into the future of that demand, and we have to prepare now because it does take 4 years to create a journey-level worker that's prepared for these challenges. So we have to take in a lot of students right now to make sure that 4 years from now we have adequate labor supply.
Yeah. Now, I just remembered that because this interview with the capstone turbines, they can actually do on-site, off-grid power generation, because you mentioned the grid is getting heavy. I mean, it's old. Mm-hmm. And when we say the grid, everybody, when you drive down the highway and you see these huge power lines, that's the grid. That's the grid. And they're old and they fall down, especially in California, and they start fires. Let's just don't go there. But the point is, we have technology that you guys are going to be involved with installing to help the grid, to help some of these data centers not even have to go on the grid, because they could literally generate megawatts of electricity on site.
Absolutely.
And that's the key.
The new generation, if you will, of data centers now all have this premise of bring your own power.
Yep.
So a lot of the new models that we're looking at right now that are coming out, going through land entitlements and whatnot, and doing the getting their permits set. They are all coming in with power systems that are on board already on the user side of the meter, if you will.
Yeah. Off grid.
Off grid.
Yeah, and that's the key. Tell us some stories. Maybe you have a young man, young woman came to you. Give us a story.
I'm going to probably go into a real personal one. My son-in-law, who became my son-in-law during right as he finished the program, started dating my daughter while he was an apprentice.
Wow.
Not realizing who her dad was.
Surprise!
But he's a really great story because I could tell you he came out of high school. He started the program very early on. Saw that college wasn't for him. Got started in the program. He brought every single one of his high school buddies in, and they applied and got accepted to this program. I have the next several graduation banquets are all related. He has relations with all these apprentices graduating. And they are all recognizing early on that this is a really good, viable career path to provide security. They're building, they're building retirements right now in their 20s. They're building retirements they'll be able to draw on, 20, 30, 40 years from now. They're getting health benefits paid for. They're getting everything paid for through their union contract. So, the wages and the benefits and all of these things, we mentioned earlier about the cost of apprenticeship being around $8,000 for the 4 years. Well, the gross wages that an apprentice works without any overtime, with all the overscale, whatever they're doing right now, gross wages right now about $250,000 of income during
$250,000, and you pay $8,000.
And you pay $8,000.
Come on, guys. Anybody out there? I'm serious. Oh, by the way, you have a tremendous demand, people trying to get on this program. So let's explain that. Yeah.
Right. So especially in recent years, we have a lot of initiatives coming from the state office about, Build It AZ, and they're promoting apprenticeship training to the high school counselors. The people that were pushing college and previously are now starting to see that these are real, actual careers, that it's not the alternative to college anymore. This is a choice now that they make, and they're both viable pathways. But if you can make construction work for you, and you're able to be out in the summer and working in trenches and doing all the stuff that happens in construction, if you can make that work for you, you really have yourself a secure career, right? Now and into the future. I mean, there's such a demand in the future. So
you can earn while you learn. Now, you guys have a tremendous demand, people trying to get into this program. So let's just mention there's other unions like the pipe fitters, plumbers, and you're in contact with these guys. You're kind of the same union teams. You cross-pollinate.
Yeah, union and non-union, all of us training directors, we really do kind of talk about this, the issues that we have an enormous demand now for applicants. Like, our application numbers are absolutely through the roof, and unfortunately we don't have enough space for all of these applicants. So we're trying to share the data, making sure that people that are interested in the trades get the information that they need and have pathways forward, because we don't want to lose them to some other career paths or some other. If they have an interest in a trade, we're doing the best we can to make sure that all of them get that opportunity to get started.
Yeah, and this is the key: get the word out, which is what we're trying to do. Anybody hearing this, you can go to our website 123bz.com, but give out your website again.
Yeah, it's okay. So it's www.PE as Phoenix Electrical, JATC. That stands for the Joint Apprenticeship and Training Committee. So PEJATC.org. We're a joint committee. As I mentioned earlier, we're a labor management cooperative trust. So we work with both the union and our employer base, which is 60 employers strong, with who hire all the apprentices from within the program. Right now, I've been doing this since about 2012 when I first got started as a training director. I've been teaching in the program since 1996. So I've been around. It's been attached to this program for a very long time, and so the numbers that we're seeing coming through the program today are just staggering. Because when I was young training director, our total population of apprentices was about 180. We didn't have a lot of work. We didn't have a lot of the drive wasn't there back in as soon as 2012, 2013. I'd say right around 2016 we started seeing that the tide turn. We started seeing the growth numbers. Our program decided that we're not going to be able to house all the students in the current building that we're in. So we actually we bought a second campus. We actually grew from about 180 apprentices back then to we have 1,500 apprentices today, and we're looking to bring in at least double that by the early next year.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
And we want to help with that. We want to cross-network. The website, one more time.
www.pejatc.org.
And Shawn, I'll make sure on our website we cross-pollinate websites. We'll communicate. Anybody that is driving, can't remember that one. Ours is really easy. The number's 123, letter B like in business, Z like in zebra.com. And anybody, young man, young woman, old man, 50, come on, guys. If you're out there and you have struggled because you got, I joke about this, but it was in the Groundhog Day when Bill Murray says to the girl, "So what was your major in?" And she said, French poetry or something like that. And he goes, yeah. And then you realize, oh man, I should have made fun. The point is, some people have spent thousands of dollars going and getting a college degree, and then they're in debt. And this is a way to learn and earn at the same time for an incredible opportunity. One more time, website?
www.pejatc.org.
Shawn, thank you for coming down.
Rex, thanks for having me.
You guys, we've got to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in. We got to go. We'll see you next week.